today. My energy levels are doing okay, although I've been having quite a lot of problems with my microphone. And the internet isn't playing nice. So it would be greatly appreciated if somebody could let me know that you can hear me, you can see me, that I'm not speaking into the internetness, and that it's all going to be okay. Otherwise, I could be sitting here and you're all going to be going, what is she saying? What's going on? What's happening? I just wanted to check in with you and see how you're all doing this week. I've had some incredible conversations with people this week, and my head is a little bit all over the place, just in terms of the amount of goodness that is coming out of the week. Hey, Linda. Linda, would you mind? Can you hear me, please, darling? Would you let me know that you can hear me? That would be really useful. Okay, just sitting here doing nothing, pulling over my notes is unhelpful. I wanted to share a couple of things that people have been talking to me in terms of what this COVID opportunity has now presented. Cockatoos are loud. That we had this thing thrust upon us. There wasn't a lot of time for change. There wasn't a lot of room for explanation. We were like one day going to work, living our lives, and the next day we're all at home and we're going to be at home and everyone's going to die if we don't stay home. And I say that to be a bit amusing and to also be very serious. Stay home, people. But I've had some conversations with people that that being forced to do things differently has achieved some incredible results. I've had a couple of people, two people have approached me today with the most amazing, fantastic niches. They're both here in Australia, and I'm super excited to be working with them because that is going to be like, oh my God, so exciting. I can't believe that's happened. So it's forcing people to think creatively and laterally. The other thing that this COVID opportunity has given people to do is get back in touch with what's really important in the way they do their work. I can't tell you how many people have said to me, I cannot wait for Zoom, the day of Zoom to be over so I can go back and be with my clients. I understand that. Or I can't wait for this to be over and this telehealth thing is all I do because I love this telehealth thing. Okay, it's forcing people to re-explore and re-examine their values and become confident about who I am, who I serve, and the type of difference that I make. It's improving conversations. It's improving people being able to. So I've got this great business owner at the moment who has decided that her next project is to teach her reception staff how to answer the phone in such a way that it increases and improves the conversions of people being signed up for interventions. She has decided that that is where her skills and her knowledge could now really help improve the knowledge and skill base of her people. 6 weeks ago, she was just seeing clients, running a business, seeing clients, running a business. She didn't have the ability to look out and go, what does my business need from me? Like so many of us as business owners, when we're just so used to doing, we just react. We don't have a strategic idea of, okay, if I trained this person on how to sell this service, then I don't have to do it anymore. And then I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, how many people selling that service? Not just me, when I'm available. I've also had a physiotherapist get in touch with me who has found out that this COVID isolation place where she can't go and physically be with clients has improved the amount of revenue that she is receiving because it has forced her to only accept payments in a certain way. And it's forced her to be able to chase debt really quickly. It has forced her to use her bookkeeping program so that people are getting reminders, you haven't paid this bill, you haven't paid this bill, you haven't paid this bill. It's made it easy for her to have conversations around money because I'm not sitting there in front of the client. It's all set up. It's all a piece of technology. It's I have to press a button, they have to press a button, and it works. I'm learning about more and more other businesses that are being created, health businesses that are being created, started growing, even in the midst of this place, even in the midst of this disruption. Now, I get it. That's not happening for everybody. I can tell you it's not happening for me right now. I feel incredibly disrupted. But we are even. We do an even keel, which is miraculous. If we don't go out of business, that is a really good thing. You've got a really good business happening. But we've now gone through the hump of all of this forced change very quickly. A lot of us as mental health, who work with people in their mental health, are now starting to realize the load, the emotional load, the heaviness that's coming over us. I've got a couple of long-term clients who just need a break. They need a holiday. So there's no prescription to the way we react to this. And I do think one of the things we're going to have to talk about is, what are we grieving? So I started this episode today talking about a lot of positive things, a lot of things that the people are doing well. And that's great. We want to hear those stories, and I want to encourage and inspire you. I want to be encouraged and inspired about all those really positive stories. But I also think we need to have a serious conversation about what are the things that have been interrupted. What are the things that we've had to give up? What are the things that we were really looking forward to that are not going to happen? What are the goals? What are the financial implications? What are the personal relationship implications of this couple of months that we've experienced? Because if we keep just going, I can't wait for it to be back to normal, I can't wait for it to get back to normal, we're going to, number one, miss the opportunities that are now. And we're going to get stuck because we're probably not going back to the way things used to be. There will be certain elements of it, but there will be certain things about the COVID isolation experience that we want to take with us moving forward. We're going to see changes to the way labor is used, to the way the workforce is managed, to the way people want to integrate work and home life. We're going to see parents being a lot more compassionate to teachers. We're going to see teachers a lot more compassionate to parents. There is more change afoot, and we need to understand that we're going to have a reaction to that. It might be good, it might be bad, but it might not be either of those things, but it just is. So what are your expectations of yourself at the moment? Are your expectations that you can hold your breath, ride it out, and you'll still be able to get your goals achieved? Are your expectations that if we just ride it out, then I can reintroduce all the productivity targets that we needed and I'll just crack the whip and get everybody moving? Are your expectations, okay, we need to sit down and think about what is the strategic thing to do to help us get through this hump, get through this crisis, and work out who it is we want to be. How do we want to turn up for our clients? How do we want to turn up for our customers during and post this crisis? Because I can assure you, all of us, every single health professional, our work is not going away. We are going to be more and more and more and more needed. For the Australian economy, healthcare workers, the health professions actually get a mention in how this nation needs to respond to the COVID crisis. We're not going away, but we need to make choices here. Otherwise, we are just going to get consumed into the whirlwind of bureaucracy. And you know what I feel about that. I've raved about it earlier this week. I've written a book that talks about it. It takes away our ability to make choices. It takes away our sense of freedom. It fights against all of our values, and it stops us from being able to be healthy and whole and do really good clinical work. So use this time as an opportunity to get incredibly clear about who you are, who you serve, and how you help. Guess what? I haven't got one right here in front of me, but you probably need to read my book, because that's kind of the whole focus of it, and then gives you some very practical examples on how to do that. All right, I made it to 4:30 in the afternoon. I'm rather proud of myself. Probably going to go and have a nap. It's probably not good to do at 4:30 in the afternoon. But until tomorrow, when it is Celebration Friday, go be your awesome self.